Hey everyone, it's Devon. Thanks for watching. Today, I'm at the airport, as you can hopefully see. We are going to Rome and Greece. So this is going to be a little bit of a different style of video, though, because we're actually with a tour group. So I'm going to do my best to make sure that I'm not getting a bunch of other random people who didn't ask to be on camera. But in the meantime, we're packing up here. We're in Reno. We're headed to San Francisco, and then from San Francisco, we are headed directly to Rome. Then from there, the plan is to hang out in Rome for a few days, and then we're going to take an overnight ferry through the Mediterranean to get over to Greece, and then from Greece, we're going to see a bunch of stuff in Greece, and hopefully the weather's not too bad, because the Grecian government is closing down archaeological sites based on the temperature and stuff. But hopefully after when we get there, we can see all the stuff, and then we're going to fly home. We're going to go a different way home, though, I guess. We're going through Munich and then back to Reno. So it's going to be a very, very, very fun trip. Hopefully we can get lots of good video to show you guys these amazing places, and we'll talk to you soon. So they switched our gates a bunch, but we're headed over to G10 in SFO. We got a huge plane that just came down from London, and we're gonna get on in just a second. Hey everyone, so we are at the Colosseum. So I'm sure you've seen from some of the shots I've taken. It's so busy here, holy hell. But this place is amazing. We didn't go into, if you go look at our video from last year, we didn't actually go into the Colosseum. We just saw it from the outside. And today we are in it. So check this out. So you can see some of the ancient rubble from where the old pillars used to be. You can see just this gorgeous construction. And it's just, monumental that it's 2,000 years old. It's still standing. You can't build anything like that these days. So after this, we're gonna go to the Roman Forum, and we're gonna go to Trevi Fountain and a couple of other spots. We're gonna grab dinner in the city and then head back to the hotel. So it's gonna be a really long day. Thanks for coming along the ride. So at the Roman Forum, as you can see from all the footage that I've taken, this is so cool. We're just in the middle of ruins. This is amazing. It is very bright out here. So what you would have just seen was our tour of the Vatican. So we spent the morning checking out the Vatican museums and the Sistine Chapel. We couldn't get any footage of the Sistine Chapel because it's you just can't. They don't allow any of that stuff in there. It's meant to be observed, not recorded. It was beautiful though. We really enjoyed it. It's a little bit hectic with the tour group, but we made it through. It was very fun. But now we are at an entrance to part of the Roman underground. So it's a catacomb tour for early followers of the Christian religion. I'm very excited to see it. And I can record in there. So it'll be hopefully not too dark, but lots of really cool footage. Okay, so turns out you couldn't film in the catacombs, so sorry about that. But now we've gone to a secondary location that we didn't know was part of the tour, and it's over here in a basilica. So I'm hoping that we can, I'm not going to promise footage this time, because I'm not sure if we can get footage. However, I did find a whole bunch of pigeons. Look at all the little buddies. They're just all over the place. Look at them go. Good morning, everyone. So here we are, the Hotel Via Vecchia. This is where we've stayed the last few nights. It is this gorgeous hotel in the middle of kind of like the Roman countryside. It's one of those places that I feel like, you know, when you see a lot of travel vlogs or travel bloggers, they always talk about how like quaint or rustic. They use those big buzzwords. And I feel like this is probably one of the only places I've ever been to, or we've ever been to, that really kind of feels that way, where I would use those words. Because it is, I mean, it's legitimately like something out of a movie. Like, look at this view of the Roman area. Like, this gorgeous countryside. And it's all vineyards and olive trees. And you can see it extends up the hills as well. So as with most things in Europe, you know, hotels like this don't have things like air conditioning or you know, big fluffy Best Western beds or any of that stuff. So I mean, those are the same. I'm not going to complain too much about that stuff because that's just something in Europe. Like, you know, you're not going to find those kinds of amenities. But I do want to focus on legitimately just how beautiful this place is. Look at these. These are called umbrella pines. They're all over Italy. So they're evergreens that are way different than the ones that we have home in Reno. But they get really tall and they have a lot of shade like that. So I've never seen evergreens like that. All right, cool. I'm going to take you on a tour for the rest of the place. So we didn't use this area at all, but there's a walking path and places to sit and hang out and have food. And here's the hotel proper. Something that's really cool is they have turtles. Let's see if they're out. Nope, they are not out this morning. But they do have legitimate turtles here. So through here, you get access to the rooms, and I turned my room key in, so I can't show you the rooms, but they're pretty cool. Again, warm, I'd say stuffy compared to American standards, but they're still very pleasant. If I may use the word rustic again, I'd call it that. So I got cut short a little bit on the tour because the tour group's leaving, so just check out the website, check out photos online. Hopefully the couple of shots that I got are helpful in helping you determine if you ever wanted to come here. But I'd say check it out. If you're in the market for, you know, like really good olive oil, olives, cured meats, you know, all those things that you would typically think come from like Italy, it's all produced locally here and it's all amazing. Plus it's just beautiful. All right. Next up we're headed to Pompeii. So it'll be a few hours for me and Lauren, but only a few seconds for you. So we'll see you in Pompeii. Forgot to mention, we're in Pompeii. This is just an art gallery before the actual tour starts. I think we're just killing time before the tour starts. But these are gorgeous nonetheless. First cat of the trip. Supposedly in Greece there are like tons and tons and tons of cats. So, oh, that's zoomed in. So hopefully we'll see a lot more. So these were all storefronts at one point. We're walking along this main drag here. So you just imagine the hustle and bustle of the life here in Pompeii. Because it was a major, major city. Man, it's crazy to think all this was just under ash. Still etched on there. Awesome. Just the detail. It's like crown molding, sort of. So we just got a chance to see one of the many, many bodies that were found here. It's just haunting. Like I can't even imagine just horrific the experiences were here. So I purposely didn't film. It seemed a little exploitative. So you can see plenty of photos and video of the bodies and all that on the internet if you'd like. But I'm going to stick to the sort of the archaeological bits and less to the to that part because it's just horrific. So these are entrances to like state homes, like off the road here. But something else also interesting is we passed through that brothel a little bit ago. And they have markers on the ground indicating where things were. And that was exactly what you thought it was. And it indicated that the brothel was on the next left. Fantastic. I love this city. So something that I find interesting in these places is like the surprisingly what we would consider today modern level of infrastructure is just astounding. Like running water, sidewalks, multi-story buildings, technology, restaurants, baths, all of that. And actually we're coming onto something that's quite stunning here. So this was the main Pompeian square, including this absolutely wonderful statue of a centaur. So you can get a better shot of like the scale of their excavations. It just seems so complex. You can see more over here too. So much was just buried. There was just so much debris that came from Vesuvius that it just buried here. For a fun anecdote, excuse my very sweaty face, it's hot here. For a very funny anecdote, well, I guess funny in hindsight, I don't know, it's one of those morbid humor things. Check out Puppet History from Watcher. There's an episode, I believe it was in season 1 of the show, you can find it on YouTube, about Vesuvius and the story of Pliny the Elder and Pliny the Younger. It was had to do with Pompeii. It was very funny. So go check Watcher out. But in the meantime, you should watch. Sorry, Lauren. That's a terrible joke. You should keep watching our channel. So apparently there's this rule in Italy where you can't be, like, if you're driving a bus or like a long haul truck or anything like that, you can't be on the road longer than 2.5 hours consecutively. So you have to stop and do breaks and stuff, which is amazing. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, we need to do that in America. We'd probably stop a lot of injuries and deaths with our long haul truckers and stuff like that. They need it, but man, we're stopping a lot. We're stopping so much. We're at another gas station. This is the third one on this trip down the coast, and it's just we're still an hour and a half away from where we need to be, and every time we stop it's a half-hour wait. Man, it's just a long day. It's a long day. But this is one of the pitfalls. I mean, for people who have been watching our content for a while, can hopefully see the difference between our old our other content and this specific content. It's the difference between doing solo traveling or traveling with just your partner or friend or whoever, and then traveling with like a legitimate tour group, which this happens to be. You don't have control of your own schedule for the most part, and that's a huge barrier to entry for a lot of people. That's why Lauren and I don't do these very often. This is going to be a one and done deal most likely. It's just tough. Ugh. Anyway, hopefully next time I see you guys, we're going to be on a ferry across the Mediterranean, headed to Greece, and that'll be the end of, if I do this right and plan it right, it'll be the end of episode 1, and we'll catch you in another episode in Greece, which is a place we've never been to. We're so excited. Catch you later. So as you've seen in the last minute or two of footage, this ferry's like weirdly old school cruise like, which is interesting. But the staterooms are like bunk beds. You can see. That's pretty nuts. And this loudspeaker, you can't turn it off. They keep talking through it, so I'm interested to see how that goes because it's almost midnight. Not particularly happy. I should also say there's a music festival happening in Greece right now, somewhere, I guess, I don't know. And there's a million children, young adult, adolescent, young people all over the ship. There's people sleeping in the hallways on air mattresses. There's like a rave going down at the bar. It's nuts. nuts.
Attenzione prego, tutti i passeggeri con destinazione finale il porto di Corfù sono pregati di riconsegnare le chiavi della
It
propria
is
cabina nell'area
4:30 in the
della
morning.
al ponte 5.
All night. These announcements have gone off. I don't know. We're in Greece. So all these trucks getting out. Gorgeous landscape. It's fantastic. And tour bus.